Hi guys, I always find it funny how people on the right, be it within political parties or in the media, attempt to give the Labour government advice on how to run the country or hold on to power. So Poppy Coburn from the Tory-backing Telegraph was on Newsnight giving her 2 cents on what Keir Starmer should do. Have a listen.
A kind of Machiavellian advisor to Keir Starmer whispering in his ear, I'd say restart the culture war, because you can't win on economics. You've got no money that you can throw at your base anymore.
They sort of are doing that, though.
Yeah, I think you've got, as much as Keir Starmer is someone who will find that very disappointing and difficult. I mean, that's frankly how his political career really got off the ground, was campaigning on rejoining the European Union. He needs to galvanise that base again. It's the only way he's going to be able to see off people like Zach Polanski. It's the only way he's going to be able to stop hemorrhaging those kind of upper middle class voters to the Liberal Democrats who are just frustrated that they're just sitting there not doing anything. I don't think it will solve Britain's problems, but I do think it could help them maybe not win an election, but not lose as badly.
Okay. So,
oh my God. Why are these people invited onto Newsnight? Like, what value do their opinions have? So she's saying here, Labour should engage in the culture wars. Lee Anderson was interviewed some time ago, Lee Anderson from Reform, and he said the only way Reform can really win power is based on the culture wars. He said, look, we can't win it on the economy, we can't win it on taxes, we can't win it on the NHS, we can't sell any of these. Our only way of getting into power is, of course, the culture wars. So you have somebody from the Tory graph telling Keir Starmer, no, you need to engage in culture wars. No. The only way Labour can hold on to power is if they improve the situation for ordinary people and they communicate that to ordinary people. I keep saying this. Why were the Tories kicked out? Because people were not happy with the situation. People were not happy with their standard of living. People felt worse off under the Conservatives. In the same way, Joe Biden, his party was kicked out. He lost the last election in the US. Kamala Harris was the candidate, but it was a referendum on Joe Biden. And people didn't feel better off, and they were willing to vote for a convicted felon over Kamala Harris. Not because they agreed with Donald Trump, but because they wanted change. And the same thing happened with the Conservatives in 2024. They were kicked out. People were not voting for Labour because they supported Keir Starmer. They were not voting for Labour because they were enthusiastic about the Labour Party. They kicked the Tories out because they were tired of them. And the same thing will happen to Labour if they do not improve the situation for ordinary people. This thing about culture wars is a red herring. It's a ridiculous situation to engage in. It would damage Labour if they engaged in the culture war. We've seen it already. They keep engaging on issues like immigration. Is it helping them? No, it's helping Nigel Farage. Because Farage, all he has to do is say, well, if Labour will bring immigration numbers down to 10,000, I will bring them down to 0. And he can sell that to people. And he can blame all of Britain's woes on immigration. You can't get access to housing, immigration is the problem. You can't get a GP appointment, immigration is the problem. You can't get your child into a school, immigration is the problem. You can't access public transport, immigration is the problem. So all Farage has to do, so even if Labour eliminated immigration tomorrow, brought the numbers down to 0, Farage can still sell the idea, well, there's still too many foreigners in the country. So Farage will always be able to sell something extra. That's why Labour need to abandon this battle on immigration and the culture wars and focus on ordinary issues like the cost of living crisis, the bread and butter issues, I should say. These are the important things to people. Improve the quality of life of people. And once again, you have to communicate that to them. If you do that, then you're going to be able to hold on to power because you're going to be able to sell the idea that, look, your life has got better under us. And here are examples of how that has happened. But you have to reinforce that point. And then people will decide, actually, it's better to stick with you. We don't agree with everything you've done, but our lives have improved. And if we vote for Reform or if we vote for the Tories or for somebody else, there's a risk that our lives will get worse. So it's in our interest to vote for you. That's the only thing that Labour can sell. Stop engaging in culture wars. When it comes to the European Union, it would improve the situation if the UK rejoined the European Union. But that's not going to happen between now and the next election. Let's be honest about that. So campaigning to rejoin the European Union now, I don't think would actually help Labour, because the people who voted for Labour and continue to vote for Labour are generally people who want the UK to rejoin, and they're not going to vote for reform. They're not going to vote for the Tories. So that voting bloc is locked in to Labour. So there's no advantage in trying to sell that to these people. They're going to vote for Labour anyway. So it makes more sense to focus on other issues at the moment. Once again, I support the UK rejoining. Of course I do. But we have to understand that that's not going to happen between now and the next Parliament. There's no electoral advantage. There's no real electoral advantage for Labour engaging on this issue. It makes more sense for them to focus on the cost of living crisis, the NHS, infrastructure, education, bread and butter issues. Improve the situation for ordinary people, communicate that constantly, and then you're going to hold on to power. Otherwise, people are going to vote for Nigel Farage because they'll give him a chance. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.